Well, hello everybody. Monte here, playing a brand new game on the channel, Rise of Industry. Look, it's down there. It says it right there. It's even, I guess, some anniversary. But I have not played this on the channel. I just said that. Anyway, we're going to do a career mode, which can play through the tutorial as it goes. And I'm going to do the seed 2009 because we can. AI players in this first series, none, so we can kind of get our feet wet, learn how the industries work and how they rise. And medium map size because let's not stress it yet. Road orientation right because the United States, and the assistance is the tutorial. Next is terrain settings. We're going to go with the one coast is fine. Resource, blah, blah, smoothing. Ooh, let's go with no smoothing and rough terrain. And let's go with mini lakes, because that's kind of nice. Anyway, we're going to have to be going building industries for towns, transporting them, dealing with traffic, dealing with no competition, but dealing with trying to make money. And the difficulty, it's usually normal, but I have some things set like simplified production chains. I said, no, let's do it how it should be. And that's plus 50%. So because of that, and also upping the event difficulty to hard, I gave myself some extra cash, negative 10%, so shh, don't tell anybody. But let's do this. Thanks for joining me. Alright, placing objects, building the map, here we go. The game is paused, correct? Yeah, sure, why not? Welcome to Rise of Industry. As much as we'd like to dive into the deep end of the industrial pool, we should cover the basics. WASD, QE, zoom in, zoom out. Ooh, fancy. Every business needs a place to do all the paperwork. In our case, that is the headquarters. Place it in any region of your choosing, knowing it will grant us the region's permit. Placing a building can be tricky. Watch out for invalid placements. Can I place it out here in the blue? That'd be an invalid placement. So, anyway, it doesn't tell you what a region is, but this white line here, that's like wham, boom, that way, that's a region. So if we put the headquarters in here, we get this whole region. If we put the headquarters over here in Longview, we get that region. You can get other regions. The nice thing with no competition is the auction, you know, you place your bid. I mean, it's not like starts at $0. It starts at a decent bid, but no one's competing against you. And you can end up taking over all the regions. So let's, before we place the headquarters, don't tell me what to do, but tell me what to do all at the same time. Let's check our towns. We have Shell Rock, because I don't know. I mean, this is my first time in here too. Look at the little town hall, town center of Shell Rock. They have shops in this town. Look at this old town. Well, double trouble on the fire protection, but no, I'm not going to blame them. So there's a hardware store. So they're requesting all kinds of stuff like sand and cotton and all kinds of goods that we'll get to. Probably the wood. And then they also have a little farmer's market. So grapes and berries. And the beef with some potatoes and chicken meat. Sugar and fish. So, as you can tell, right? Demand will be the supply. And try not to step on ourselves and do well along the way. So there's Shell Rock. The suggestion is pick a town, and it kind of, if you didn't catch it, this is where it started us. It starts you camera viewed on the biggest, bestest town to start on. Usually. Doesn't mean you have to, but it does do that. So this place also has a farmer's market. Not every not every farmer's market sells the same things. Be aware of that. There's also the price that they're going to buy, which changes over time with supply and demand, as things tend to do. They do have a hardware store, same as before. This hardware store doesn't necessarily sell the same stuff as the hardware store in another town. And it also has a ironmongery. I've never heard of that before, but I'm sure it makes irony such things like steel, which would require iron, ore, and coal. And one thing, I don't know all the tips, and I'm not big on usually clicking all the buttons, especially the ones at the top, for like layers and such. But use the layers. They're really helpful, especially like the resource layer. That's how you know where the iron ore is. And more iron ore and coal and coal. And, ooh, this is kind of neat that this little peninsula down here has a town of Primgarg with copper, gas, oil, and some oil out there as well. Interesting things happening. So yeah, like that. That's cool. You got to deal with pollution. That's going to be real. So if anything, this is more of like an advanced SimCity 2000 or something. Like, whoa, I hit escape. I was like, I know I'm going to hit escape too many times. So I like this town of Winchendon. Anyway. Because, let's see, we could grow wheat, potatoes, vegetables, olives. I've never grown olives, and apples. So, yeah, I've played a little bit of the first bit getting through the first parts of the tech tree. Yes, this is all legit, real things happening. So, for example, here's where we'd want to go vegetables, potato, wheat kind of thing. And it gives you some free researches up front. Researches? Anyway. We have other things to do. Place the headquarters first. I like this town. We're going to do the advice of go for the big town. And it doesn't really matter. Put it where you want. The little yellow bit, that's where it should go on a road. If it doesn't go on a road, then you got to build a road to it. Choices are up to you. Boom, there's our little headquarters with the little water tower on top and the bars. It's kind of like a little jail. So we should work on that. So there's research. Go to the tech tree this way. I've never done that before. Loans, we could pay off the loan. But then we would have $0. So we don't want to do that. Contracts, we'll get there. Advancements, I don't know. Oh, it's for the town. That's about as far as I got, where the town was about to go to tier 2. Just saying. So hit tab to review the resources on the map. Oh yeah, so that's what I was saying in another way. Because if you just keep hitting tab, it'll scroll through different things like this. So that's cool stuff. But we're going to get started with a lumber mill. Following the guide. So down at the bottom we can do networks, which are like roads. Which, speaking of roads, let's do a thing. Ooh, and you know what I'm really liking about this spot is if we sell stuff to the state, and you can buy stuff from the state as well, which I need to remember, which I've never taken advantage of. Buy the raw and then process it and sell it back for more. Because it's right here and not a long distance. Sometimes you got to go like all the way across the map. Like, see, if you're in Shell Rock, you don't have the road connecting you to the state. So just saying. This is a good spot. Yeah, so continuing on. Roads, bridges and tunnels. Never messed with that yet. Logistics, which is warehouses where everything kind of matters. So when you place like a lumber mill and we need to deliver those goods somewhere, they're going to get delivered to a warehouse. This warehouse has an in-road and an out-road marked by those little white arrows. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. And eventually I'll put warehouses for other projects further away from the roads and because traffic, but we're going to put it right there. And then gatherers. Wow, it's all opened up for gatherers, like all this stuff. So when you get into farming, which we're going to, we got water siphons and all that stuff we're going to need. But right now there's our lumber mill, only 125K. I can dig that. So we're going to build one of these. And then you got to build these little harvesters. You get 3 of them. R button to rotate that. I'm going to put another one there. And we're going to put another one right there. Okie dokie. And because I like to do things a little bit faster and we have a little bit of extra cash, I'm going to double up this situation. I don't want to kill all the trees. Just hold down, left click, drag, boom, build a road. Add harvester. One right there. Another one right there. And you can plant trees. These guys will automatically replant trees. So I don't have to worry about too much. I'm just thinking about space. But 2 is good for now. All right. You will need to connect those harvesters to our gatherer's hub before it will function. Then we will wait for our first wood to be produced. Here we are, waiting for our first wood to be produced. Connect harvesters and lumber yards with roads, which I placed them already on the road, like the little yellow bits. So they're moving little logs back and forth. Oh, these look like these robots. Are there even? There's no people here. Scary ghost towns. Yeah, so when I say there's going to be traffic that you deal with, what I have encountered so far in the game is the traffic is yourself. And you'll see what I mean soon enough, because if I click on a lumber mill, like let's say lumber yard 1, you can see I built 3 harvesters. That's what these 3 bars indicate. So when this goes all the way up, there's going to be a truck that's going to come out and deliver that wood to the closest warehouse. So let's see the destination. Yes, the warehouse number 1. And eventually we'll go over like all the buttons because I don't even know them all, but there's that. So there's nothing stored currently in Lumberyard 1, but look at that, we're almost done. So let's see, they're all done, but automatically, there they go. Trucks are rolling, all automatic. You're not buying vehicles. This is not Transport Fever. You're controlling where the industries are based on the demand, instead of controlling so much of where the vehicles or what type of vehicles are. So yeah, this is a little bit bunched up, but my plan here is to have this warehouse only focus on collecting lumber. So if I click on the warehouse, if it's within this range, and I know I'm covering a lot, but it's just part of how it goes. This whole range here, it'll automatically fill, if you choose it to, where the incoming products are coming from. So within this circle of this warehouse are these 2 lumber yards. So when the lumber yards are ready and they have some lumber, they're going to automatically bring it over here. So that's what's happening. So there's currently 6 lumber here. Now outgoing, we have the farmer's market, so you can see all the potential outgoing stuff, and it's all automatically happening. You can equally set it to prioritize going to like the shops downtown, or if you're going to process the wood, for example, into like furniture or something next level, you're going to want to say users. So it's jumping a little bit ahead, but it's a good time to do it. And then the destination for the warehouse, you can actually say like raw resource, the lumber, choose destination, the state. And I'll actually do that real quick and you'll see what happens. It's not what I should do, so I don't know if it'll work. Oh, I didn't click on it there. There we go. There they go. So it'll work. So the trucks are moving and they will continue to just keep just driving right on out of this warehouse until all the wood is used up. And I could set like a minimum, like keep 2 in the bank before you start shipping it off to the state. But I don't want this here. I'm going to cancel that because where I want it to go outgoing is to the... Oh no. Where is it? Oh, the hardware store is all the way over here. Oh, you hardware store. Look at that. My influence line goes right here, and it's right there. So we can still deal with this. It just won't happen automatically. So let's do the same thing. Destination, wood, choose, and then I'm just going to click on that hardware store, or I could say commercial. These are all the hardware stores across the entire map. The nice thing is it tells you how many tiles away. So we'll just go with the one here. Boom, boom, boom. And there they go. Automatically, trucks will head on over and deliver the wood. And don't misread that. That says fully demanded, not fully supplied. So once we start dropping off wood here, see 2 stored, 4 stored. Every 15 days, which there's a clock down on the bottom right. It's May 8th, year 1. It's going to sell 10 of these, and then you get paid. I'm pretty sure that's the order. But the important thing is the demand is every 15 days, 10 wood. So it's only saying fully demanded now because the cycle hasn't gone through, so that's going to be good. So it'll store up, I think, at least 10. It'll probably, yes, see, capacity's 94. So it's pretty nice. It even shows how many demanded, how many stored by the player, and how many stored by the AI, because the competition can get crazy, but not on this series. So right now the mission, to be on top of that, is to sell 50k worth of products. These trucks, every time they drop it off, and this is happening, we're going to be getting paid that cash money. More trucks on the way. One thing I want to make sure I changed was, okay, made sure I didn't have a minimum here. I can currently send 1 at a time. I'm going to say wait until full. So these trucks, I'm noticing. Let me pause it. Ooh, trying to be sneaky behind that. It's only got 1 wood on it. I do believe the trucks can hold 2. So that might have been a good catch. I don't usually do these types of things. So, and then meet demand. I would assume meet demand means that it's only going to produce and ship the 10 per 15 days. I'm probably wrong, but that's my thinking. So let's press that button and see if we deliver any more than 4. Also, aha, look at that. He's carrying 2 wood because we clicked on currently waiting until full. And I mean, that's not always a good thing, but I do take advantage of that in other transport games. So bada boom, bada bing, bada bow. Let's speed things up and get this 50k going. So the goal is have it to where you're always looking at a last month's budget of, like, you know, green numbers. Because right now, yeah, we're in the positive, but it's only June 3rd. Bills don't get paid until the end of the month, is I believe how it goes. So green here is not necessarily rolling in the cash. And then obviously the name of the game is going to be, you know, build better things. I mean, you can easily see that in... Ooh, where's a good place to see that? No. So when the town upgrades, for example, there'll be like a construction shop or a furniture store or something like that. And that's where you will sell the next tier level items. So the higher the tier item, the more money it's worth, usually. Even with supply and demand, it just takes a lot more to get to that point. That's the name of the game. No, actually the name of the game is Rise of Industry, but you get what I'm saying there. And we're going to keep on keeping on here. I do need to unlock 2 products from row 2 of the tech tree, which is like, you know, row 1, row 2. Let's think about that for a little bit. See, for example, yeah, see, higher tiered weapons. That's also like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We're going to be making couches and office furniture at some point. But keep in mind of what your town wants. You know, that's a good way to judge what you want to do. Sometimes you can build too much. The good thing is, though, we're right here. We can sell things to the state, even if there's not a store to buy it. With that said, I'm going to call this a nice, happy episode number 1. And episode number 2, I'd like to get some type of tier 1 going. Brew some brews, some hard cider. Oh, we'd have to get yeast going so we could make some beer, grain whiskey, some vodka. Oh man, you can get into it here. So I practiced a little bit with textile and dabbled in some carpentry. So we'll see how it goes. You guys let me know in the comments what kind of path do you like to take in the tech tree. And, you know, we'll just go from there. I'm digging it. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to be able to put out. I'm going to be out next week. But I will be back. Thanks for the suggestions on the Monte's gaming community on Facebook. Got me back playing this. And I'm enjoying it more than the first time around. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.